We are back out with some more MX bikes, and I am on one of the best tracks that is out right now, and it's free. This one is called Cairo GP. It's a sand track based in Egypt. It's a fantasy like MXGP track. And guys, why isn't this one being played more? It is very fast. It's very flowy. It's fun. It's one of my favorite things about it is the sand. Like, I love the sand aspect. I don't love that guy. Nope, I do not love that guy though. All right. No, I'm in love with sand tracks in this game. It's one of my favorite types of tracks. It's actually one of our new tracks that we have coming out is going to be a sand track that I'm dropping with the boy Kells, you know. So yeah, I just love sand tracks in this game. But why is this one not being played more? Like, can someone please maybe that's why it's not being played more. Why did my game crash? All right, big shout out to the boy Alien for restarting the race after the game crashed. Yeah, I did not expect that at all, but maybe that's the reason why the game's not being played. Excuse me, maybe that's the reason why the track's not being played. But yeah, I don't know. I actually really like this track. I don't know why. I just find it fun. You know, another sand track to put in the rotation. But then again, like, we've been in this lobby for a good hour, and there has not been more than 10 people. Which is unfortunate because I think this track deserves some more love, you know? I think it's very underrated. But I want to talk about, I have like 6 topics that I want to talk about for this track that I might use going forward for like new tracks that we race on. And that is 1, the layout. We're going to talk about the layout. We're going to talk about the environment, roughness. Is this track good for like beginner, pro, novice? Would this track be good IRL? Who would do really good on this track IRL? Those are like the 6 topics that I have. Maybe potential more if I ever think about some. I asked my friends what other topics I should talk about, and they're like, dude, I don't know. And yeah, that's not good help. But for the layout, I really like the layout. I think it flows really, really nice, you know? I think there's some tight sections, but it's not like over the top tight. Like, we're coming up to one right now. It's like a dual option inside, outside. But that's kind of it. Like, there's not really like too close, tight sections that would cause like front tucks in the sand. It would cause game crashes. So I think he did a really good job on the layout. It's fun, has some really, really nice jumps. Not over the top, like crazy jumps either, you know, just kind of like floaters almost. He also has like a dual section that we definitely just passed. I believe we just passed it. Yeah, it has like an option to go like double on the left and then like kind of scrub on the right, which I thought was a really cool. Yeah, most of the jumps are like that. It's like a floater type into rollers. And I honestly think Punker Jeffy did an awesome job with this. I should actually mention him because that's who created the track. I think he did a pretty good job with this. Next one is environment. I think he did a pretty good job with the environment. I mean, look, you got the pyramids in the background, which honestly, a very cool idea, very cool vibe. As he said in the description, it's a fantasy track for a GP, like in Egypt, you know, like that would honestly be freaking cool to have like a motocross track in the desert, in the sand over in Egypt. Like, honestly, that would be freaking sick. So I think he did an awesome job with picking out where he wanted to put the track and the environment. It's not over the top, like, right? It's not over the top. There's not a lot going on the outskirts here, but it is good. I think the most important thing is the pyramids, you know? I think that brings the whole track together with like all the miscellaneous environment things that he has currently on the track, which is like the trees, the bushes, the banners, the tractors. So I think he did a really good job with that. This was that split section I was talking about. You can like triple up here and go triple double, kind of double on top of the off-camera corner here. But no, I think he did a good job with the environment. And I'm excited to see what he can do with like his next, if he does the next fantasy type of track where he goes out and picks, because I mean, I didn't really think about even doing one in Egypt. Like, that never really crossed my mind. We have some ideas for our own tracks around the United States, similar to what kind of like Erax is doing. So, I mean, that was just, you got to give it to him for the I wouldn't say inspiration, but just the thought about doing it in Egypt. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Honestly, it's really, really cool. All right, next section or next topic that I have is roughness. And Honestly, I think it's a perfect blend between rough and smooth and not over the top. This kind of falls into the topic of, is it a pro or vet track, right? And I think it is a novice track. It's not over the top. I would say intermediate type track, right? Because it can definitely come up and bite you if you mess up, you know? But it's not like, it's not over the top rough. You can flow around the track, which I think is really, really necessary for sand tracks. I think he did a really good job with making the rollers just enough distance in between them, so that way you can kind of like float around it and you can kind of like jump through the rollers, or like kind of what we're doing now, like basically wheeling over everything. Oh god, how did I not just die there? I don't really have a clue, but no, I think he did a really good job on the roughness. I mean, if you wanted to go like a pro status, you got to do like JV's type roughness in the sand, which I don't think is good for, say, like the casual player, right? Obviously, we love JV tracks and stuff, but for like a casual, and this track being free, like I don't see it necessarily needing to be over the top rough. You know what I mean? So I really like what he did with the roughness on this one. Would this track be good IRL? I think it would be, bro. I personally think going to Egypt for MXGP would be so sick. Another sand track on the circuit. I think this track layout would probably be really good for the guys. You know, like I really, really do believe that this track would be fire to watch as like a spectator. Even on TV, man. It would be awesome to see those guys battle in another sand track. In all honesty, I really do believe that this would be a fire track IRL. Like a fire track IRL. And I really think that they should maybe think about it. I don't know the regulations. I don't know the rule sets about where they can go for GPs. I know they just went to a brand new location this year, which was, I'm pretty sure, Prado's hometown. I'm pretty sure it was Prado's hometown. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, that track looks so good. So good. But no, and then the next topic that I have, which is perfect. Last lap, we got Alien right behind me. Last lap, a little battle. Hopefully I don't make a mistake. But no, the last thing I have is who would shine on a track like this. And if we're just talking about GPs, you got to give Hurlings, right? You got to give it to Hurlings because he's a freaking animal on the sand tracks. But all those guys would probably be really good. But if I had to pick one GP guy, it would definitely be Hurlings. And then if I had to pick a guy from the US, right? I would have to go Tomac. You know, I think Tomac is really good in the sand. He's won a bunch at Southwick. I would really want to see Jet like one more time at Southwick before I say Jet. Like, obviously, he was dominant last year, right? But I want to see him battle. I want to see him have a little adversity in the moto to see if he can fight through the pack in the sand, because that's what Hurling does, man. Hurling comes through the pack in the sand and straight up dominates, you know. So eventually I think we would have to be picking Chase or Jet eventually, but right now I would go with the boy Tomac for this track, who would shine on this. And if we drop down to 250s, it's got to be Kata Wolf, bro. Kata Wolf is insane in the sand, bro. Insane. I've seen so many cool clips of him just like wheeling the sand, wheeling like everything in the sand, hopping into ruts into the sand, bro. He is an animal in the sand. So I would definitely pick Kata Wolf. And then for the US, I think you would, dude, I don't know, because Deegan didn't really do that well. I think you got to go Joe, you know? My nose itches. I think you got to go Joe. Oh gosh, my nose itch. I had to take my hand off the controller. I think you go Joe, because he won Southwick, and he's really good at Southwick. Oh, Alien went down. He tucked the front. Oh, this is the last straightaway, too. But yeah, I would say Joe. Kata Wolf and Joe, probably 250 guys. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments, you know. But that was a full 7-minute race, plus a little extra from the beginning. Got third, 20 seconds down from second. Those guys in first and second, yeah, definitely on 450s. Overall, I think Punker did an awesome job with this track, and I'm sad to see that this track does not get enough love, man. I really do believe it should, but hopefully the next track that he drops gets more love and more lobbies on it, because it is free, man. It is free. Check it out for you guys yourself. I'll have the link and everything in the description below. Also, PS, big shout out to the boy Alien for hosting a lobby on this when nobody else wasn't, so big shout out to the boy, man. I'll have his Twitch and everything in the description below. But thank you guys so much for the love on the recent stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll be back with another brand new video tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.